Isabella Rodríguez. Isabella Rodríguez is a senior English student at the University of Panama. She was born in Cocle province. She studied at a Bachelor in Commerce at Mercedes Bustamante High School, Toabre. She would like to study a specialization in the English language and learn more skills in the commercial area. A relevant achievement in her high school diploma in commerce graduated with honors. Also, she's opting for her English degree. Her hobbies are reading, drawing, painting, and watching cultural documentaries. She speaks Spanish and English. She has a good communication for teamwork, adaptability, and above all, resilience. With you, Isabella.
Okay, thank you. Mobile learning is a powerful tool for teaching. Learners of this century have a great opportunity in their hands to get information, educational content, and master skills. Nowadays, learners engaged in mobile learning can learn anytime and anywhere using wireless internet-enabled devices. Hello everyone, today I have the opportunity to talk about type of mobile learning. There are many types of mobile learning in education that we need to learn how to use them, not only in classroom, but also to improve our professional and personal life. The first one is micro-learning. It helps learners to absorb and retain information better and more quickly. This learning approach involves breaking large down courses materials into a small lesson, like Duolingo app. When I started learning English language, I used Basu and Duolingo apps. These apps have short lessons and practice. These lessons do not exceed 10 minutes. Second, video and audio based learning. Tech is an example of this mobile learning, since it keeps learners' attention and increases information in students about different topics. I recommend it because you can watch many speakers talking and explaining in different ways about simple, complex, and interesting topics. Third, text-based learning. Students decide when to start reading and when to stop. And if their smartphone have a highlight feature, they can highlight important paragraphs, sections, and summaries. HubSpot is a good example of this one. It is a platform that encourages learners to check out the text-based resource that contains Moodle's key points, resources, summaries, and next steps learners should take. Fourth, virtual instructor-led training. Many students from universities and schools use this mobile learning during the spread of COVID-19. Even right now, we are still using it because virtual courses or meetings are usually done through video conferencing platforms like Zoom or Google Meet. However, some teachers prefer to put their virtual courses up on massive open online courses, MOOC, MOOC, like Coursera and Udemy. And these platforms give the learners the opportunity to take free courses and develop it whenever they want to do so. And fifth, learning management system refers to mobile accessible to articles and videos that educators share with learners, such as Moodle, Docebo, and Schoology. And there are, next, please. Okay, there are the most common type of mobile learning that you need to be aware are mobile apps. We can find many apps for education that are useful and engaging. And we also have podcasts and audiobooks are a great way to explore new topics and get new information without having to carry heavy books. Mobile sites. And this one helps learners to get different kind of materials like articles, videos, and resources from their mobile device. And mobile simulations are good trainings for those students who are engaged in aviation, engineering, healthcare, and so on. Recently, I learned how to use chatbots and artificial intelligence-based learning to create good educational content like ChatGPT, Google Barn, and other apps help students to get information, resources, and answer questions quickly. So mobile learning covers various teaching methods and approaches, and it differs based on goals, topics, and audience. Higher education is changing and are going through a significant transformation. So you have a smartphone in your hand, right? And we implemented this mobile learning right in the chat box of this Zoom conference and tell me what kind of type of mobile learning did you remember that I mentioned before. I will be checking it, and we will continue with my partner Solangel Gonzales.
Okay, Solangel will be introduced by Helen Dominguez.
Thank you, Mrs. Lam. Solangel Gonzales works in Caribbean cinema at the Boulevard Penonomé. She graduated in humanities from Angel Maria Herrera High School and as a technician in English. She wants to be a history and geography teacher, but teaches them in English. Her hobbies are watching history and philosophy documentaries, reading, and listening to music. Solangel was an English tutor at Sofia Quiroz de Tejera Elementary Schools for her community service in 2021. Besides, she has completed other courses and seminars such as the Access Program 2017 to 2018, After School Program 2019, EFL for Freshman and College Integration 2020, Liderazgo sin estar al mando 2022, that have enriched her academic and personal training. Some of Ms. Gonzalez' skills are speaking in public, being a leader, being a good seller, and motivating other people. With you, Solangel Gonzales.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Helen, for introducing me. As my partners were explaining, we already saw the concept of mobile learning, its characteristic, the type of mobile learning, and even how to use them. But let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages. Among the advantages of mobile learning are access anywhere and anytime. It doesn't matter if you are here in Penonomé or if you are in Panama City or if you are in another country, you can read a book and take lesson. As long as you have access to internet, you can learn. Covers a huge distance. A real example of that is this webinar, because all of us, we are here from our homes, but this webinar is possible. And also that can be possible is a class where the student, for example, is in a country in Latin America and the teacher is in a country of Europe. So a class online like that can be possible. Variety of content. And this is a topic that I want to highlight because it's very sensitive or very delicate, because in internet we can find any kind of information. So we have to be very careful with the kids because they can find any kind information, and remember that behind a screen can be any kind of people. So maybe not maybe, it's dangerous for the students. Encourage students. When a kid realize that he learned something that he learned through the internet, maybe he say like, oh, I can learn that through internet. So the students wants to get more and more and more information. And here also test your knowledge play role, because even us as adults, when we learn something or any fact through the internet, we say like, oh, I was thinking that I knew very well this, but now I can say that really I didn't know know very well. And then disadvantages, software issues. If I lose my notebook, maybe with $2, I can get another. But what happens if I lose my cell phone, or if my cell phone is broke? Maybe that is not cheap. So we have to take into account that fact when we are trying with mobile learning. That was hardware issues and software issues. When we are trying with PC, laptops, or any kind of device technology, we have to understand that we have updated some platforms, apps, such as the antivirus or listen. If in my computer I don't have my antivirus or my Microsoft license updated, obviously my computer will not work well. Distraction and misuse. In these disadvantages is the most dangerous, because sometimes the vulnerable people, as the kids, they are victims of people that don't know or don't use the internet in a correct way. And the last one, lack of internet connection or electricity. I remember in pandemia time, when we were in virtuality, 2020, 2021, when I woke up, and I had to enter to Miss Lam classes, I realized that I didn't have electricity power. So I suffered a lot because I couldn't access or enter to the classes. Was so frustrating for me. In mobile learning, we have to take into account 3 important aspects: security, technological, and pedagogical. In security, when we are creating a Google or Gmail or iCloud account, we are exposing our personal information. So the students has to know that maybe when they are creating this type of account, is exposed their name, their age, and their personal information that can be dangerous for people that misuse the internet. Key distribution and management, information confidentiality, and privacy, secure routing, data integrity, and the most important, and empathy, authentication, and secure data aggregation. In technological, quick response, flexibility, adaptability, ease of use and maintains reliability and connectivity, and the user interface and security. So that's that I was telling in the advantages of mobile learning. And the last one, and the most important for me, which is pedagogical aspect. The student have to manage the control between the technology time or the technology period of learning and the real life. So it's important that as teachers, we have to manage and instill in the students that kind of aspect, such as the self-regulation and learning, academic performance, application and active teaching learning methodologies, and the influence of informal learning.
Thank you guys for your attention. Thank you, Ms. Lam, for allowing us to be here and share this important topic for us, not only for students, also for teachers, because it's a new way to transform our education. By using mobile devices, we can have anytime, anywhere, we can access resources, material, we can access our books without paying anything, just having our education in our hands. Thank you.
Yes, Fatima. And let's remember that mobile learning is a new modality that is here to stay. So it's up to us how to apply it and teach to the students to take advantages of all its benefits. And we must not be afraid of the technology. On the contrary, we get advanced with it.
You are right, girls. Thank you for your presentation. We have our next group, which is Connectivism, an innovative approach to education.